What if your cat could feel the depth of your love for them as clearly as you feel it in your heart? Right now, there's this incredible connection happening between you and your cat that most people never fully unlock. Your cat is constantly watching for specific signals from you every single day. Signals that, in their world, mean you are cherished, you are safe, you are my family. And when you learn to speak their love language fluently, something magical happens. That independent cat transforms into a companion who seeks you out, who relaxes completely in your presence, and who shows you affection in ways that will absolutely melt your heart. Here's what's beautiful about this. You don't need to change who you are or buy anything special. These 7 simple daily actions take less than 2 minutes total, but they unlock a level of connection most cat owners only dream of. Let's discover how to let your cat know, beyond any doubt, that they are deeply loved. 1. The morning recognition ritual. What if I told you that the first 30 seconds after you wake up could set the tone for your entire relationship with your cat that day? Most of us stumble out of bed, focused on coffee, checking phones, rushing into our morning routine. But your cat has been waiting for something much more important than any of that. They've been waiting for acknowledgement that you're happy to see them. Think about it from their perspective. You disappeared for 8 hours. In cat time, that's significant. And the moment you return to consciousness, they're watching to see if your first instinct is to connect with them. Here's what transforms an ordinary morning into a bonding opportunity. The moment you're aware enough to do so, look for your cat. Don't call them over. Just look. When you spot them, whether they're stretching in a sunbeam or sitting by the door, make eye contact and say their name softly. Not in a command tone, but in a gentle, happy to see you tone. Watch what happens over time. Cats who receive this consistent morning acknowledgement begin to seek out eye contact when their humans wake up. Some will even come closer, as if to say, "Good morning to you too." This tiny ritual communicates something profound in cat language. When I return to awareness, you matter to me. 2. The secret of vocal connection. Have you ever noticed how your voice instinctively changes when you talk to your cat? That softer, higher pitch that feels almost silly? Here's something wonderful. Your instincts are absolutely right. Recent research from Animal Cognition Labs confirms what cat lovers have felt for centuries. Cats respond dramatically differently to that gentle, elevated tone we naturally use with them. It's not just that they prefer it, it's that this tone activates different neural pathways associated with safety and comfort. But here's where most people miss an opportunity. We use that voice only when we want something from our cat, when we're calling them over or trying to get their attention. What if you used it just to narrate your presence? Try this today. When you're in the same room as your cat, occasionally speak to them about nothing important. "Oh, you're watching the birds today." Or, "That looks like a very comfortable spot you found." Keep your voice soft and warm, but don't expect anything back. What you're doing is creating a soundtrack of safety. Your cat begins to associate your voice with calm presence rather than demand. Over time, many cats start responding to this casual commentary by looking over, slow blinking, or even approaching. You're essentially saying, "I enjoy sharing space with you," with no agenda attached. 3. The trust signal they're waiting for. This might be the most powerful 60 seconds you can spend with your cat each day, and it requires you to do almost nothing. When your cat looks at you, truly looks at you, don't immediately look away or start talking or reach for them. Instead, hold that eye contact gently and slowly. Close your eyes for 2 to 3 seconds. Then open them again. This slow blink is cat language for, "I'm not a threat, I'm relaxed, you're safe." When you initiate it, you're essentially offering your cat a peaceful greeting in their own language. But here's the beautiful part. Cats who feel genuinely safe with someone will slow blink back. And when that happens, you've just had a conversation that translates roughly to, "I trust you too." Some cats take this even further. They'll initiate slow blinks with their favorite human, essentially saying, "Hello," or "I love you," without making a sound. Practice this whenever you catch your cat's gaze. Don't force it if they're clearly focused on something else, but when they're simply looking at you, offer them this gentle signal. You're speaking fluent cat, and they absolutely notice the difference. If you're starting to see your daily interactions with your cat in a new light, take a moment to like this video and subscribe. We're here to help you build the kind of relationship with your cat that most people only dream of. The scent sharing secret. Your cat experiences the world through scent in ways we can barely imagine, and there's a simple daily practice that lets them know you understand and respect this fundamental part of who they are. Before you reach out to pet your cat, extend your hand toward them and pause. Let them approach your fingers if they choose to. What you're offering them is the chance to gather information about you, about where you've been, about your current state. When your cat sniffs your hand, they're reading an incredibly detailed story. They know if you've touched other animals, what you had for lunch, whether you're stressed or relaxed. By giving them this opportunity, you're showing respect for their need to understand their environment. But the magic happens when they finish investigating and then rub their face against your hand. In that moment, they're not just accepting your presence, they're adding their own scent to you. They're essentially saying, "You're part of my world." This simple pause before petting transforms you from someone who touches them to someone who communicates with them. Over time, cats begin to actively seek out this scent exchange, approaching your extended hand with anticipation rather than wariness. You've become someone who speaks their language fluently, and that changes everything about how they experience your touch. 5. The power of peaceful presence. What if one of the most loving things you could do for your cat required absolutely no action at all? In our eagerness to show affection, we often feel like we need to actively engage with our cats, petting, playing, talking, offering treats. But cats have a different understanding of love. For them, one of the strongest expressions of trust and affection is the simple willingness to exist peacefully in the same space. Try this. When you're reading, working on your laptop, or watching television, don't automatically reach for your cat if they enter the room. Instead, acknowledge them with a soft word or a glance, then return to your activity. Let them choose how close they want to be. What you'll often find is that cats gravitate toward this kind of low-pressure companionship. They might settle nearby at first, then gradually closer. Some will eventually curl up right beside you, not because you invited them, but because they chose to share your space. This teaches your cat that your presence doesn't come with expectations. You're not someone who always wants something from them. You're simply someone who enjoys their company on their terms. In cat language, this is one of the purest expressions of love and respect. The play style that speaks to their soul. Most cats receive toys and games that entertain humans more than they satisfy feline instinct. But when you learn to play in a way that honors their hunting nature, you become the source of one of their deepest joys. Instead of dangling a toy directly in front of your cat, try moving it away from them. Let it disappear around corners. Pause behind objects, then dart into view unpredictably. Move it like prey would move. Quick bursts, sudden stops, attempts to escape. Watch your cat's body language transform. Their pupils dilate, their body drops low, their focus becomes laser sharp. You've activated something primal and satisfying that most house cats rarely get to experience fully. But here's what creates the emotional bond. You become the person who understands what they need on this deep, instinctual level. You're not just someone who feeds them or pets them. You're someone who helps them express their true nature. Cats who receive this kind of authentic play become more relaxed, more affectionate, and more bonded to the human who provides it. You've given them something no amount of expensive toys can replace: the feeling of being truly understood. 7. The evening ritual that seals the bond. As your day winds down, there's one final opportunity to let your cat know they matter to you, and it happens in the quietest moments before sleep. When you're settling into bed or relaxing in the evening, take a moment to specifically acknowledge your cat's presence. Not with grand gestures, but with gentle recognition. A soft word, a slow blink, or simply the awareness of where they've chosen to rest. If your cat is nearby, you might extend your hand toward them, not to grab or demand attention, but as an invitation. Some cats will approach for a brief head scratch or cheek rub. Others will simply acknowledge the gesture with a look. What you're creating is a peaceful end-of-day ritual that says, "As I prepare to rest, I'm grateful you're here." This consistent evening acknowledgement often becomes something cats anticipate and appreciate. Over time, you may notice your cat timing their evening routine to coincide with yours. They're not just sharing space with you anymore. They're sharing rituals, creating traditions that belong to both of you. Conclusion: these 7 daily practices might seem simple, but they represent something profound. The decision to love your cat in the language they actually understand. Morning recognition, gentle voice, slow blinks, scent respect, peaceful presence, authentic play, and evening acknowledgement. Each one takes mere moments, but together they create a daily experience for your cat that says, you are seen, you are understood, you are cherished. Your cat has been waiting their entire life for a human who would learn to speak their language. Today, you can become that human. Try these 7 things for just 1 week and prepare to discover a side of your cat you never knew existed.